The Ministry of Tourism, Environment and Culture through the Department of Environment on Tuesday held an inception workshop on the regional project of developing a regional strategy towards the environmentally sound management and controlled transboundary movement of plastic waste management in the SADC region and strengthening regional capacity. The Director of Department of Environment, Mr. Stanley Damani, said that Lesotho and the SADC region will forge a concerted effort towards the elimination of plastic waste and that Lesotho is facing an imminent and serious plastic waste problem as part of the solid waste that has to be dealt with. He said that the 2006 investigative baseline study of the Maseru district found that the district generated an annual average of 101,000 tons of solid waste. He included that the need for proper management of waste management with a view of increased both environmental and economic benefits, along with improved quality, had been realized over a decade and several initiatives have been embarked on.
Our country and the region will forge a concerted effort towards elimination of plastic waste. Lesotho is facing an imminent and serious plastic waste problem as part of the solid waste we have to deal with. In 2006, the baseline study for Maseru district found that the district of Maseru alone generated an annual average of 101,000 tons of solid waste. Among these wastes, plastic represented 15% of the total waste generated and finds its way into the dump sites, open places, not to forget rivers, and indeed the ocean.
Ms. Thandeka Mbata, representative of the Africa Institute, said that the case study was done in the SADC region, where they found that the SADC region does not have a significant coordinated action inscribing the plastic waste. She also said that the SADC does not have data sets or a regional strategy for the environmentally sound management, ESM, and control of transboundary movement, TBM, of plastic waste. She said there is no priority on this and that there is no policy and regulation as well as implementation of the plastic waste, and as a result of this, some countries have adopted a strategy where there was a total of certain plastics and consumption and the technical approach of plastic waste management.
Before this project was developed, there was a case study done in the SADC region where it was found that the SADC region does not have significant coordinated action addressing plastic waste. So there were no harmonized data sets, there was no regional strategy for environmentally sound management and control of transboundary movement of plastic waste, and there was no priority on this. There was no policy and regulation as well as implementation. So as a result of this, some countries have adopted a strategy where there was a total ban of certain plastics and consumption. Others took a robust approach of plastic waste management systems that promote collection, sorting.
She said that there will be 5 countries that are going to be funded, which are Lesotho, Namibia, Malawi, Tanzania, and Zambia, and that the overall budget for the complete project is $177,000 US.
Part of this project, Lesotho, Namibia, Malawi, Tanzania, and Zambia. So the overall budget for the complete project is 177,000 USD. It's a very small project. You'll even see there's only like 4 or 5 activities, and that is because the project is only going to run for 12 months.
Ms. Mbata further said that the objective of this project is aimed to strengthen the ESM and control transboundary movement of the plastic waste through the implementation of the base convention in the SADC region, facilitated by improved national and regional level information and data comprehensive and coordinated communication and planning.
So the objective of this project is to strengthen the ESM and control the TBM of plastic waste through implementation of the Basel Convention in the SADC region. And this will be facilitated by both national and regional level information, comprehensive and coordinated communication and planning, and targeted training, capacity building, and awareness raising. So we aim to build on the already present BRS NORAD 1 and the Basel Convention guidance. So we'll include technical guidance as well as practical guidance on the development of these inventories for plastic waste. As I mentioned earlier, it's a
Ms. Molebohem from the Department of Environment said that the Local Government Act of 1997 only lists the functions that local authorities have to undertake, of which environmental protection through prevention of pollution, and this is the only legislation that Lesotho has with regards to waste management and plastic.
If we look at the Local Government Act 1997, it only lists the functions that local authorities have to undertake, and of which environmental protection through prevention of pollution and preservation of public health through refuse collection and disposal. So that is the only legislation that we have with regards to waste management and plastic.
She said Lesotho is part of the Basel Convention, therefore it has to comply in domestic with it by having appropriate legal framework.
We are also trying to harmonize the legal framework, and we have to comply with the Basel Convention. Just to briefly explain what the Basel Convention is, it's the United Nations Convention on the transboundary movement of hazardous waste. So as Lesotho, we are also a party to that convention, and we have to comply to it. We have to domesticate that convention by having appropriate legal framework so that the convention fully functions in the country. And that is why we are going to undertake this assessment.
Mr. Joseph Mlapis, the Executive Director of the Africa Institute, said that ever since he has joined the Africa Institute, one of the most committed and consistent country in supporting the Africa Institute is Lesotho, and that it is never absent to the meetings. He said Lesotho is part of the community of countries that build the agenda for the region. Therefore, it is deserving of the gratitude from the Africa Institute. He included that he is very confident that as the project continues, there will be sufficient buy-in, then they will ensure the success of the project in Lesotho.
Damani, distinguished delegates, I'm really happy to be in Lesotho. I hope Lesotho is right again. Right at the beginning of the Daman, I think it's only proper for me to really indicate and express the Africa Institute's gratitude, specifically to Lesotho. And I want to tell you why. Because I joined the Africa Institute in 2017, and when I joined the Africa Institute, from that point until now, one of the countries that are very consistent in supporting the Africa Institute is Lesotho. Lesotho is a full member of the Africa Institute. In every council meeting that we call, one country that will never be absent is Lesotho. And by so doing, Lesotho is helping the Africa Institute map the way forward for the region. Lesotho is part of the community of countries that chart the agenda for the region. And I think really Lesotho is deserving of the gratitude from the Africa Institute. And I was really pleased to see so many of you here. And I'm now confident that as we move on with this project, there is already sufficient buy-in that will ensure success of the project in Lesotho.
He added that as a region, they are not moving in unison when it comes to issues of dealing the plastic waste, and that there are many health hazards and coordinated approach to dealing with issues of plastic. He included that Lesotho cannot be clean if the neighbors are not clean.
As a region, we're not moving in unison when at least it comes to issues of dealing with plastics. We're not moving in unison. There's very haphazard, uncoordinated approach to dealing with issues of plastic. And of course, Lesotho can never be clean if your neighbors are not clean. You can do the best you can. You can do whatever it takes for Lesotho to be clean. But for as long as your neighbors do still have that challenge, Lesotho will never get to the state of cleanliness that you desire. And it is for that reason that we said we need to come up with a regional strategy. The strategy that will make sure that in addressing issues of plastics, we are coordinated. We are coordinated, we move in unison. Because once we do that, nobody will jump the fence and throw something from South Africa to Lesotho and vice versa. We will be working together. And therefore, we're charting the path towards the development of a regional strategy